Alright guys, as promised, I'm going to review my Guayisms custom knife, the Tesseract by Chris. So I've posted this knife a lot on Instagram, and none of you are going to have a clue anything about it because it's the only one that exists. Part of the reason why I like his knives so much is because he refuses to make anything more than one of that design. I lucked out and I was able to pick this one up, and so I just kind of want to talk about it today and give you guys just some different looks at it, because like I said, you're not going to find it anywhere else. So first of all, it looks like somebody dropped this thing right out of the future. It's almost alien. I mean, it is insane. Full tie frame lock. Insane action. It's got a high carbon steel, 52-100. As far as the blade goes, it's over 5 inches. It's probably like, I don't know, 5.2 is what I would say. Just wicked sharp. This thing is crazy. It's like looking into a glass. As you can see, I'm kind of catching myself sometimes. It's crazy awesome. It's featherweight light for its size. As you can see, titanium is like paper thin. Really like how this has all been contoured. You can see these beautiful lines here. Same here. Really pretty pivot, and it's actually pretty huge. It's got a monster size pivot on it. Really unique custom cut pocket clip here that's super functional. I love it. It's not super deep, but it rides perfect in your pocket. This knife, like, you don't even realize that it's sitting in your pocket. It's incredible. Especially once I start showing you how huge it really is. It's monstrous. Centering is absolutely perfect on it. I have flicked this thing open and closed more than any knife that I own, and I have not had to adjust the pivot one time for it. Really cool, kind of like almost a serpentine thing going on the lock bar there near the relief. Detent, you cannot shake this blade out. I have tried. It's impossible. I'm telling you, it's not going to happen. It's just crazy detent. And so, you know, normally the problem with that is you're like, it's going to be really hard for it to flip, or, you know, it's going to be a struggle to open this thing. But I am here to say the action is psycho on it. I mean, it's relentless awesome. Every time it just flies out. Lock up, early and perfect. Zero lock issues on this thing. You can really hear how firm that lockup is. Listen to the action again. You can almost hear this double click going on. It's like a first release and then a second. It's probably the detent clearing that. I mean, listen to this fall in place. It's like a vault. Super cool. I'm going to compare it real quick. Size-wise, let's take a look. It's going to be up to an Umnunzan, which we know is not small. So there you go. Opened up. It dwarfs it. I mean, absolutely dwarfs the Umnunzan. See what else I got. See what it looks like to the Hellraiser. Again, it makes it look small. Absolute monster. Compare it to the Beast, Grayman Satu. No small knife in any way. Absolutely. I mean, the cool thing is the Satu, I talked about this in the last video, it's like twice the thickness of this Tesseract. And, you know, I love both. I like how chunky the Satu is. You know, I like that it's really robust like that. But at the same time, I love being able to have this just paper thin, super strong titanium frame lock. I mean, to compare it to something as far as thin, I would say my Spyderco K2. Both are huge. I mean, they're pretty close in size. The Tesseract has still got a longer blade. I mean, that's kind of more, there we go, that's a little more like it. Handles are almost the same length, but, you know, both are featherweight light. K2's got a much more broad blade. I really love both of these. As you can see, kind of compare these scales real quick. I mean, the Tesseract is still more thin than the K2, but I'm going to tell you that the frame on the Tesseract, I prefer it like 1,000 times over the one on the K2. Mainly because all of the edges on the Tesseract are like contoured. And it just feels awesome. I mean, the knife looks so weird because, like I said, you've never seen a design like this. Ever. You look at it and you're like, man, how in the world could this be comfortable? I mean, it's super angular. Looks kind of like a, I don't know, a coffin. It like goes down to like a coffin-like shape. The way that bottom here kind of tapers off. When I first got it in, I was like, I'm always kind of like, I don't know how I'm going to like this, because a lot of times there's been knives that I got super hyped about, and then I don't know, I ended up selling them because once I started putting them to work, I don't know, they weren't really what I was looking for. But I can tell you, this thing is staying in my collection forever. Absolutely love it. The only time I would let it go, I may send it off to one of you guys just so you can see what this thing is like. You've got to see it. So I may do that, probably at some point, just so you can get a handle on this thing. It is just so wild. So currently I own 3 knives by Guayisms Knives. And I've got a 4th that's being finished, which you guys are going to freak out when you see that thing. Really looking forward to that. So at some point we'll put that on screen as well. I've got to say that this knife is kind of a tie for me as far as the other one I have by Chris that is called the Thresher. And that's a wonderful knife as well, and the action is incredible. Both of them are beautiful. They're very different. The Thresher is a lot thicker as far as the scales go, and both of them, I mean, have their differences, but I love both. So, but as far as a knife that every time I hold it, I'm just like, man, this thing is crazy. It's just so, I mean, the action is amazing. It's just so wild. Ungodly sharp too. Super cool. Well, I don't know if I can really ramble on anymore about it. I thought I would just kind of put it on screen and let you guys see it for what it is. It's like such a wild knife. So if you got any questions about it, you can definitely hit me up on my Instagram or private message me, whatever, you know, I don't care. Anything's cool. But I thought I would just put this on here today so you guys can get a good preview of it. And if you're interested, look up Guayism Knives on Instagram. He's in my friends, and I always make sure to tag him in any post that I put of his knives, so Make sure to give him a check out. He's an awesome dude. And he could probably put together something you didn't even think was possible, so really awesome. All right, well, until next time, guys, take care. I'll try and sort out what I'm going to review next. I know I've acquired some pretty wild pieces here recently, so if you got any requests that you want to see, just post it. I don't know, maybe I'll put together another open invite next time, see what you guys would like to see. So until that time, take care, and look forward to next time.